Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and we give you the non-biased information you can use to hopefully capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history. That is this bull run that has already started, and it is going to hit another gear in 2024. So that's what we're going to dive into in this video, because my guess is the majority of people watching this are not prepared. So I'm going to ask you some questions, get your mind thinking, and hopefully help you get prepared. So after this video, when it's all said and done, you at least have something to think about to help guide you in getting prepared. And guys, there is no time to waste, in my opinion, because every day you're not prepared and you're not stacking the right projects and doing the right things, it's costing you money. And as you know, what you've already experienced in the early stages of this bull cycle, how big and explosive those gains can be. Now, here's my first question. Are you prepared? Now, if you didn't say damn right, the odds are you're not prepared. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to ask you some questions, get your mind going, and then at the end of this video, we're going to talk about dollar cost averaging out, when to take profits, and things like that. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, and let's get started. So, the first question was, are you prepared? Well, what's your game plan? What does that game plan look like? When the FOMO gets crazy and everyone starts to tell you these amazing numbers, let's say you get a 10x in a project, but they're going to be calling for a 50x, 100x. You going to take profits? What happens if we have a black swan event? What happens if the Fed doesn't pivot and we go into a recession? What happens when the market pulls back hard? I mean aggressive. Like right now, what is Bitcoin at? 44,000, something like that. What if we wake up tomorrow and it's heading down under 30K? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I am going to say this. In the next 2 years, 2024, 2025, my guess is there's going to be 7 pretty aggressive pullbacks, and probably 3 of them will hurt. Something like that, really hurt, and make you think different about crypto. Because the big boys are coming. We don't know what's going to happen with this ETF. If this announcement comes out this month, in the next couple of days, you could see Bitcoin take off on fire. If that happens, part of my game plan, and it's not financial advice, I'm covering everything except my Bitcoin. I'm going to get out of everything because I like having dry powder. Now, I've been around a lot longer than the average person, so I'm not telling anyone to dump their projects. But I feel comfortable taking profits, and when my whole wallet pumps, I feel comfortable covering and starting over from scratch, except for my Bitcoin. But that's part of my plan. Now, what I want to do in this video is help you with your plan. You know, what is your risk tolerance? Are you going to stack the old narrative projects? Are you going to stack the new projects? I personally believe AI, gamify, and gaming are going to lead this bull run. Those 3 sectors. But there's 1,000 ways to play this and be extremely successful. The layer 2s are going to take off. And pretty much most projects that are anywhere close to being legit, and some that aren't, are going to do well. And you have to have a game plan and stick to it. So, do you understand how to compare the new projects? You know, why would you stack, let's just say, Kaspa instead of one of the brand new projects that are going to come out, say, next week? You need to have a game plan and a way to compare those so that you don't have to panic when that project comes out and wish you would have had it, or then say, oh, well, I want more Kaspa, and then you don't know what to do, and you'll probably do the wrong thing. Now, I know I'm rambling, but guys, those are things that you need to think about. Now, if you're going to add to your bag tomorrow and the market's pumping, are you going to wait for a pullback? Are you going to buy Kaspa like we talked about? Are you going to wait for that other project? That's part of the game plan, guys, and you don't want to do it on the fly without a game plan. How much dry powder do you want on the side? All this is things that you need to understand and have a game plan. What about tokenomics? Guys, tokenomics is going to be your number one indicator of how long you should hold a project. For me, I only pretty much invest bull run to bull run outside of my Bitcoin. I will be selling everything. Now, a lot of people disagree with that, and I say this with love. Good luck, because most projects don't have the tokenomics to not crash when it's all said and done. Now, the good news is, if you understand tokenomics, you will understand if you need to sell out of your project, because bad tokenomics 100% guarantees that project will dump, and depending on how bad the tokenomics are, it is how hard it will dump when it's all said and done. And I highly recommend that you, as an investor, that you stop thinking like you think and your buddies think and your uncle thinks, unless it's Uncle Ray, or people that haven't been around the big boys. I used to work for Bear Stearns. I've been behind the scenes of some of the smart money, the biggest players on the planet at that time. I've seen how they think. One thing that might help you a lot is add about 3 to 5 zeros every time you put on a position. Because think about it, guys. If you've been stacking Bitcoin at 20,000 and it gets to 100,000 and people are calling for it to go to 150, 250, whatever. Well, if you own one Bitcoin or a fraction of Bitcoin, that might be worth holding. You're thinking, who would sell their Bitcoin? Well, if you bought 200 million or $1 billion at $20, you're going to sell that Bitcoin. And the thing about tokenomics, when you see a project and they all pretty much it's starting to change now, like with Kaspa and stuff, and I love that. But most projects had the VC money, like Solana, XRP, XLM, Matic, Gala, AVAX. They all had bad tokenomics in the beginning. A lot of them still do. But they can absolute rip during the bull market, because as they start to ease their supply, keep dumping and taking their profits from retail, it can handle it. The problem is, you 100% know for sure. Now, this is not financial advice, but this is about the only guarantee you're going to get in crypto, is when the demand is over, when the game's over, the cycle's over, the supply has to increase to float that ecosystem, right? They have to keep dumping on retail to keep paying the developers and the marketing and keep that ecosystem alive. So no matter what project it is, unless it's close to fully diluted, like say a quant, it will come back probably somewhere close to the 90% range, and a lot of them are just going to disappear. Now that's enough rambling on. Let's dive into when are you going to sell and what that looks like. Now, at the very end of this project, of this video, I'm going to give you an example of HBAR. It's one of my favorite projects, and I'm going to tell you when I'm going to sell, and you can just think about it. A lot, and I mean a lot of people are not going to agree with my method, and that's okay. It's your money. But I look at the downside, not the upside. I'm not here to pick the bottom. I'm not here to pick the top. Because no matter what, if you are watching this, I promise you that you will leave a huge amount of money on the table. But that's okay. What this whole video pretty much is about is when it's all said and done, whether your portfolio does a 5x, a 20x, or a 50x, how much of that are you going to keep at the end? Doesn't matter if you're like a lot of my coaching clients that turned $10,000 into $500,000 and wrote it all the way back down to 20. Man, that was just devastating. It broke my heart. I didn't even think that that was a thing. The first 3 people that told me how much money they left on the table absolutely blew me away. I had no comprehension of people not taking profits. People didn't even take out their initial investment. Anyway, I say that with love, guys, but I really want to help you. In this video, you need to stay with it. Watch it over and over throughout this bull run because it's really going to help you. I truly believe that. Now, let's take a look at something. When you think about taking profits, a lot of people I hear all the time, well, when this project gets to this number, we'll say HBAR. When HBAR gets to $1, I'll start dollar cost averaging out. Well, who says HBAR is going to get to $1? Right? A lot of people are calling for $2.50, $5, $10 XRP. HBAR. But is that going to happen? Well, let me give you some examples. Now, I'm not here to FUD on any project. And that's one thing that I personally have had issues with when I first got into crypto. FUD and FOMO doesn't happen on Wall Street. For real investors, it doesn't happen. Those are bizarre words because real investors want to know their downside more than their upside. You know, I've been around wealthy people pretty much my whole adult life. You know, I used to be a currency trader, and, you know, I called people every day to trade at the time the most risky investments in the world. I've flipped real estate. I've been around a lot of wealthy people. And when you approach them to talk about money, all wealthy people, they say, look, I get the upside. That's wonderful. I get it. What's my downside? And when do I get my money back? Those are the 2 most important questions. Not in crypto. People just act like that it's FUD. Well, reality and facts are not FUD, guys. Math and tokenomics are not FUD. And I want to prepare you for the probabilities, and I want you to have a game plan. Now, let's use XRP. A lot. Most of my coaching clients are XRP holders. But look at this, guys. Hit an all-time high back in 2017, or the first week in 2018. Now, the hype got crazy. Oh, we're going to rip new all-time high. It basically got halfway there. That's why people that bought XRP all the way up are way down 5 years later. And even people that bought in this market all the way up, once it got above $1, they're still underwater. Even after this huge pump, even after the huge announcement this year, people are still way underwater. And again, not here to FUD on XRP, and a lot of people would say, well, the SEC has held them back. Well, Ripple also dumped as it started to pump. Now imagine, guys, this pump right here, as it started to occur, Ripple dumped almost 14 billion tokens in 2021. It may have went to an all-time high if that didn't happen. The SEC, in my opinion, did not hold them back. May have held them back a little bit, but if Ripple didn't dump and Ripple didn't have that large supply, they probably would have got a lot closer to the all-time high. That's why tokenomics matter. Now, XLM happened the same thing. A lot of people say, well, they're kind of like Ripple. Maybe they thought that the SEC was going to come after them. Okay, well, how about VeChain? Check this out, guys. And people are still pumping this project. Now, it may be a great swing trade, but look at this. It came out in 2028 and was a world beater. Still has a great reputation. I don't know why. But now, would you want to buy that? If you didn't even know the name, would you want to buy that? Look at this. In 2021, just a blip and no competition. Now, I could go on and on and on. There's hundreds, and I mean hundreds of projects that did not hit an all-time high in 2021. I was going to go back with these historical areas right here. Well, I'll just do it briefly. I want you to look at this, guys. This is 2028. These projects were the top 100. And I can do the same thing in 21, but I want you to think about something. People are people. They were buying the top 10, top 20, top 100 projects in the last bull run and the one before that. But now look at this. Let's look at the names, because they're gone, guys. They're disappeared. You got Bitcoin, you got XRP and Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, but Neem, I don't know Neem. Let's see. Neo, Quantum, or Quant, QTUM, never heard of that. You got Icon. I heard that was a great project, hot. It's gone. Bitcoin, it's gone. Let's see. Go, it's gone. Populous, it's gone. Decentacoin, it's gone. Adora, Status, Stratus, Steam. Guys, almost half, and I could go on and on. Half of these projects are gone, or I've never heard of them. They're definitely irrelevant. So that gets back to the game plan. You want to hold these tokens for the next bull run? Not this one, but the one after? Whew. Good luck, guys. I say it with love. But anyway, now I want to talk another thing. If you're not familiar with tokenomics and how they increase supply, I'm going to bring something to your attention. Because one thing these three projects have in common: bad tokenomics. Now, check this out. This is VeChain, because I don't want to pick on XRP, which in my opinion has the worst tokenomics in all of the top 100 cryptos, if not all of crypto. But so we'll use VeChain. In 2018, when you saw that huge pump, there was about 50 billion tokens in supply. Now, when you go to Masari, which everyone should be going to, I go there weekly, you'll see right before the beginning of the last bull run, and hopefully my camera will unfreeze because I don't want to change, so bear with me, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me. In 2000, right before the bull run in 2020, they started dumping hard. They dumped almost 10 billion tokens on the market to start the last bull run. No wonder it can't hit an all-time high, and it just barely was a blip. Well, look, they've already done the same thing. They've went from 65 billion tokens, and they've already increased to 72 billion tokens. Now, just like when I showed you XRP didn't hit an all-time high because Ripple dumped about 14 billion tokens in 2021 during that bull run, how many do you think they're going to dump in this bull run? I would say 20 billion tokens. Now, again, guys, that I'm not here to spread FUD, but that's the facts. And tokenomics matter. Now, I want to bring another thing to your attention, and you will use XRP. Because they have dumped so many tokens, most people won't tell you this because they're always calling for the number. Oh, well, XRP is going to make a new high, 392. Well, from here, XRP only has to get to about 240 to hit an all-time high market cap, right? So don't look at the number, guys. Look at the market cap. That will save you an immense amount of money over time of when to take profits. So if Ripple dumps like the 20 billion tokens, I think they will in the next 2 years, you're probably only looking at $2. And XRP will be at an all-time high market cap. And that's what you want. Now, for it to take it, if Ripple dumps 20,000 tokens or 20 billion tokens in the next 2 years, and XRP hits $4, that means it's doubled its all-time high. Are you following me? So the people that are calling for like $8 XRP and $10 and 10,000, all those stupid numbers, think about $10 XRP. You're looking at like a 4x above its all-time high. Just something to think about. And once you understand that, guys, whether it's XRP or any other project, it will help you understand taking profits. Now, let's talk about when I'm personally going to take profits with HBAR. Now, just let's use this as an example. And I want you to think in your mind, if you own it, HBAR, what's your game plan? What's that look like? Because here's my game plan, and this is some of the rules that I try to encourage my coaching students to use. My first rule is when I get a 3 to 4x, depends on the environment, I'm pulling out my initial investment. Now think about it, guys. Yes, you are taking potential upside away, but I can put that somewhere else. But here's what I am locking in. Once you take out your initial investment on HBAR or across your entire bag, the worst thing that can happen to you is you don't make money. Let's say you got $10,000 you started with. Do you really want to lose that? Well, you are guaranteeing yourself right out of the gate that you can't lose more. You can't lose. You're playing on house money. So for me, let's say at 4x, which I started stacking at 4 and 5 cents, when I get to probably 15, 18, 20 cents for sure, I'm pulling out my initial investment. Then when it gets to another 3x, 4x, I'll pull out a 1x, right? And I will have a place to put that. I'll be swapping that. But then when it gets to its all-time high, which is 52 cents, which I have no doubt in my mind, I'm 100% confident on that bet. I'm doing probabilities. When it takes out its old high I'll be probably 75% out. And depending on the environment and where I want to place that money and things like that, I may be all the way out. But by time XRP, no if and buts about it gets to $1, you can almost guarantee I will be out. Now, a lot of people say, well, why don't you just hold a moon bag, right? Let's say you leave 5 or 10% for long term. Why? Because, guys, when you tie up money, no matter how little it is, there's opportunity cost. If that money, let's just say it's $1,000, if that money goes up and then all the way down for 2.5 years, that $1,000 goes down to $200 like it did last year, right? And the year before during this bear market. I can't put that to work, right? I could be putting that $1,000 to work at the bottom and starting over. So then when the bull run starts, the preceding 2-3 years later, you're starting, let's just say HBAR, because I may own HBAR every bull run for the next 20 years. I don't know. But if I take all my profits, and I have those, and we know that if HBAR goes to $3, $5, who cares? Wherever. It's probably coming back down to 15, 20 cents. Probably. When it's all said and done. Well, I can buy it again. Or I can buy the new HBARs. The young HBARs. The next generation HBAR. We don't know. But I'm personally taking those profits. Now, here's my number one reason. And I'm not telling anyone to do this because I do this full time, right? But here's my thought process. If HBAR, for example, blows out its all-time high and runs to, say, $5, which would be amazing. If that type of environment happens in crypto and HBAR sets that type of bar, it will not even come close to leading the bull run. So my thoughts are, if HBAR runs to $5, how far do you think Kaspa will run? Or Neon EVM? Or Celesta? Or the new projects? Or the gaming projects? So the point about that is, yes, maybe I could hold on and get another 3, 4, 5x out of my HBAR bag, but again, that's that is taking time and money out of my bag that I could put somewhere else. I don't want to lose that opportunity cost, because my thinking is, once, let's just say HBAR gets to $1, and by the time, what it would take for it to go from $1 to $5, if that happens, there will be countless other projects that are going to do a 10, 15, 20x from there during that time, if that makes sense. Now, another thing, guys, and I know I'm rambling, but hopefully this is going to help you out a lot. I hear all the time people say stuff like, well, let's use HBAR. Well, I'll start dollar cost averaging of HBAR at $1. Okay, good luck. Now let's think about something. Any project that takes out its all-time high, 10, 20%, that's a successful bull run. You have to be happy with that, right? So let's just think that person, at $1, I won't be in HBAR. But that person that says, well, I think it's going to $2.50, I think it's going to $5, so I'll just start dollar cost averaging out at $1. So HBAR gets to its all-time high. Then it gets to 70 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents. And it goes to 97 cents. And they're like, yep, I'm going to take profit. Just 3 more cents. And then it pulls back to 82 cents. And they're like, oh, buy the dip. And some people will be buying that dip. Then it pulls back to 74 cents. Then it pulls back to 60 cents. Then you realize it's game over. And it falls like a rock all the way back down to 32 cents before you know it. And you can't even comprehend selling it at 32 cents. And the FOMO will be saying, hey, it's not over. It can't be over. It's going to moon back up. Then you can sell. And guys, that's not the position you want to be in. Now, how do I know that the majority of people watching this video are going to experience that? Because almost every one of my coaching clients have experienced it. And some multiple times. So I don't think you're probably prepared for what's about to happen. Now, let's talk about my coaching. Now, none of it's financial advice, but what I do for $250, you have 3 calls with me, whether they're phone calls or Zoom video calls. What we do is we look at your portfolio, we talk about your risk tolerance, we talk about your goals, and then we start to build a game plan that has rules and systems in place. So hopefully, if you go and do the work along the way, you at the end of the coaching, you will have built your portfolio. You will have your game plan. And when the FOMO starts, you're good. You're not going to fall for it. When the FUD happens, you're going to start dollar cost averaging down your favorite projects or whatever your game plan is. You're going to know when to take profits. Hey, if you want to let it ride, that's fine. Stick to your game plan though. My number one rule is no matter what your game plan is, stick to the game plan. One thing I see all the time is that people stack a project for whatever reason. They love it or it was hyped up. But then another project starts to pump. And they're watching that project do a 10x right in front of their eyes, and their project has done a half a x. Well, they sell that project and they run out and catch the other project. And then that project pulls back a 4x. And they're upside down half their money. And they keep chasing those profits. That's because they don't have a game plan, and they're probably listening to the wrong people. Now, if you want more information about my coaching, I'll pin my email in the comment section and I'll leave a link down below. But guys, I want to talk about influencers. And I'm not here to spread FUD or negative energy in crypto. But the truth is, I would say 90% of most influencers on YouTube especially are all about their channels. How else can you do a video of the same project day in, day out without spreading pretty much misinformation or telling half-truths, if not flat-out lies? I see it over and over. And in my opinion, if someone has, like let's say XRP in their name, that's not an influencer that I personally would trust. Now, if they're a developer in the XRP network, absolutely. Like David Schwartz, Brad says something, I listen to him. But, and that's across the board. So my point about that is, guys, be careful who you listen to. Because when this market starts to take off, and you're listening to the wrong people, like let's use XRP. Why would you sell XRP at $2? Why would you sell any of it? Why would you even sell it at $10 or even $100 if you think it's going to $10,000? Well, it can't go to $10,000. It can't. Mathematically is impossible. Now, maybe 100 years from now, but that's not my bet. And I would highly recommend, guys, anyone that gives you a crazy number on any project, call them out and tell them to give you a time limit on that, right? Because what I've noticed in crypto when I personally call out people is that they keep adding years. well, then you can't prove that they're wrong. Oh, anything can happen. Oh, of course XRP can get to 100. They can get to 10,000. Oh, you meant 50 years from now. Oh, I thought we were talking bull run to bull run. All my prices, unless I state differently, are for this bull run. I'm here for the money, guys. That's all that matters. And I highly recommend you don't be tribal. You get a game plan and you go bull run to bull run. Now, I'm bull run to bull run with everything except my Bitcoin. I don't plan to ever sell my Bitcoin unless we start to get the biggest bubble in history, and I might sell it then, but that would be the only time. Anyway, guys, hopefully that helps you. If you want some help coaching, reach out to me. And if you have some more questions, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I may make a video in the future. Let me know your thoughts. But guys, please take profits. It's not financial advice. It's your money. But if you don't take profits, you will become the profits. And that's a lot of reasons why these influencers keep trying to tell you to buy the same project over and over. Why would I be telling you? I will never tell anyone ever to buy HBAR at 25 cents. Unless they say, hey, what's a good 1x token to buy? I'd say buy HBAR. It's at 25 cents. But people are going to be pushing XRP, for example, if it at $1. Who's going to buy HBAR or XRP at $1? I'm not. I may swing trade it. Hell, I may buy it at $10 if it ever hits there as a swing trade. I'll probably be shorting it. But the point is, guys, all projects, as they go higher, the risk gets greater and greater. And that's when the retail comes in. I can't even comprehend someone stepping in and wanting to buy $100,000 Bitcoin. We know me and you are not going to be buying $100,000 Bitcoin unless we've made so much money in the bull run that's cheap to us, right? And that we want to keep it for our family for 100 years. But the point is, guys, the FOMO is going to kick in. And the same people that are telling you you're crazy for not buying whatever project are going to be telling you you're crazy to sell it. But that's fine. Look, if you're not happy with the 10x, taking those profits, and you want to hold out for that 50x, hey, have at it. It's your money. But just know that the odds are 90% of pretty much all people in crypto are not going to make any money to speak of. Now, here's the good news. The reason there is so much profit to be made, those 90%, they give it to the 10%, guys. When I worked with Bear Stearns, we had a sign over our door that said if the majority were rich, the majority would be rich. And guys, that's going to prove itself out in crypto. Everyone in the XRP community is not going to get rich. Everyone in the Doge community is not going to get rich. Now, some people will get immensely rich. David and Brad are doing pretty well in the XRP community. Why is it that they take profits every single month? Somewhere around 386 million tokens that they dump every month. And guys, there's nothing wrong with that. Heck, I would do it. But how many do you think they're going to be taking? How much money do you think they're going to be pulling out at $1, $2? If it could hit $5. Guys, they have half the supply. If you have 50 billion tokens, $1 XRP, wouldn't you want to start dumping? You double $1 billion? Think about it. $2, $5, and you got pretty much, you can dump a billion tokens a month. You're just going to watch it knowing that it's going to come back? No, guys. Take your profits just like Brad takes them, just like David takes them, just like Ripple takes them, just like I take them, just like all smart traders do, or smart investors. Because, guys, unless you have patience and a long-term view and a lot of money, why would you possibly hold anything past the next bull run? don't believe the hype about the banking reset and it has better tech. And I'm not talking about XRP, I'm talking about any project. No matter how good the project is, how good the tech is, it's just like a iPhone 2. There's the iPhone 3. Then there's the iPhone 14. Well, that's going to be the same way in crypto, guys. Like Mr. Wonderful says on the Shark Tank, you got to look at these projects as just software companies. And there's two things about that. Now bear with me, I know I'm rambling. There's two things to take away from that. If you look at it as a software company, you know that they're going to have to advance their technology because it's going to be outdated. There's not one project from a TV to a phone to anything that's not outdated almost every quarter. And the other thing is, those software companies have to make money. And that's what's going to kill off, unless regulation does it, what's going to kill off most projects is that they can't support themselves. Because, guys, developers make couple hundred thousand a year, if not $1 million. Depends on how good they are. Well, they got to do that with fees, right? The VC money will be gone. When they get fully diluted, the money will be gone. Now think about it. People love free. People love, 0.002. They hate Ethereum gas fees. Well, you know who doesn't hate Ethereum gas fees? The people that own nodes, the developers that are making millions of dollars from building on that ecosystem. That's why it matters. And for a ecosystem, XRP, XLM, guys, do you know they're only making, I'm talking about in fees, and I'm doing this by memory. I did a video on this months ago. It was about $3,000 per quarter. That's every 3 months, guys. You have Ethereum that makes $3,000 about every hour. Where are you going to build on that ecosystem? Now, I'm not saying XRP can't make it or XLM can't make it. Good luck to them, though. But you want to see projects like, say, HBAR. HBAR has that 0.01, that cheap transaction fees, and you can do micropayments. But let's look at the difference. They hit $4 million in profit last year. And they are last year. They are already scaling to 38 billion transactions. That's a successful project that you could hold long term. Still not going to hold it, but most of them haven't even came close to proving they can scale. So the whole point of this rant, guys, is if you're holding these projects, say 5-10 years from now, no matter how great they are outside of Bitcoin, good luck. Because the odds are, just like in the .com, people don't know this. It's not my age. I haven't been around. It's just like crypto. Exactly. There were thousands of companies called whatever.com. Overpriced. Wall Street was eating it up. And then literally, like overnight, it crashed. And they all disappeared. I could literally name you 1,000 corporations you've never heard of. But when it crashed, guess what happened? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, they all came out of it. And that's going to happen in crypto. I don't know what it's going to look like, and I don't know who's going to be the winner. My guess is the winners haven't even been created yet because we are so early. Anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling on. If you need some help, reach out for the coaching. I think it's the best money you can spend. Again, it's not financial advice. But either way, get a game plan, find a mentor, and capitalize on this big opportunity, guys, because this may be the last real wide open, huge gain bull run that we see. We got regulation, we got Wall Street, we got competition. It's going to change. So I want everyone to take advantage. All right, guys, that's all I got. Come back and be part of this community. And remember, take your profits or become the profit. Take care, guys.